Hello, welcome to another Master Duel video. It is I, Salvadoran Warrior, and I'm about to tell you about my experience with the World Championship 2025 qualifiers. I did not make it. I barely made it to level 15, but I'm not gonna get to second stage, sadly. But I did my best, I did my very best, and based on my busy schedule, this was all I can squeeze out of. But at the end of the day, it was really fun, and I felt like during the time I was ranking up to get to where I'm currently at, I struggled less than I did in previous years, because before this year I would use gimmicky decks or quote-unquote rogue decks to compete for the world championship, and it was always a struggle. But after for quite some time, I managed to struggle less. Just to give you an example, I started at level 6 and ended at level 10 within an hour, and then the next day it was from 10 to 14 within the same amount of time. And then I had to go back to work, and things got extremely busy, and I did a few duels, lost, and got that one win that boosted me to level 15, and I just knew that I wasn't going to make it because of current events in my job. But still, as you can see, we used Yubel Fiendsmith for this championship. And if you saw my previous video of the Yubel Fiendsmith, everything is almost the same, except we added Crimson Tears. This card helped out a lot, and at the same time, Fiendsmith in Paradise. That was another card that we added. We also added Augmende. That was another card that we added to the extra deck. And finally, we added Nibiru's. We added Nibiru's because as I was doing some quote-unquote research, a lot of Yugi tubers mentioned that in Master Duel, no one bothers to run Nibiru in their decks, especially since there's a lot of decks that can special summon now. And if you activate Nibiru at the right moment, you can literally disrupt their combo play, unless they can play around it. But for the most part, this is good. I chose to run 2 because I can only have 2. I would honestly run 3, but who knows? If I pull some URs that are throwaways, I'll craft the 3rd Nibiru. But until then, 3 Nibirus is recommended, but unfortunately I was stuck with 2. And if I were to run 3, I would just run 1 Grave Squirmer. Just 1. With that said, I had a lot of success with this deck, and I can't wait to show you most of my plays and experience with the World Championship 2025 qualifiers. So let's jump right in. Alright, so these are some of the duels that I kind of want to show off during the World Qualifiers. Man, was it a game? And it's whatever's. So we start off by going first, and we're going to activate Fiendsmith Tact. We get Fable Lurie, we'll discard Lurie, that way the effect activates, special summon, link 1 into Fiendsmith Requiem. And when this card comes out, we'll activate the effect, contribute it to special summon a Fiendsmith card. We'll choose Lacrima, and I will pitch the trap card, and then I'll summon Dark Beckoning Beast, get the continuous spell, get another Dark Beckoning Beast, and then we will link 2 with sequence. And when sequence comes out, you can activate the effect, pitch that card, special summon Beckoning Beast, send 2 light fiend monsters back to the deck, special summon Fiendsmith Backruma thanks to sequence effect, special summon Engraver from the graveyard, and then go into Triple D High King Caesar. We exceed summon. And then after that, more reasons, we'll go into Augment Day. Just in case. Set 1 trap card, which is Imperm, and our turn. And they go first. They go that grass looks greener as they chain to Forbidden Dropper. So now Augment Day is kind of useless. Or they just negate High King Caesar. Okay, so we still have plays. And we find out that it's branded. It's like, okay. And of course we get branded lost. They activate that card. And then we activate Imperm to keep the effect. And since Imperm is facing branded lost, yeah, he's not going to be activating that continuous spell anytime soon. They crash. Augment Day goes away. Reset 1. And now our High King Caesar is back to being good. And then we draw the field spell, Nightmare Throne. We'll grab Lotus, normal summon Lotus, activate the effect to special summon Spirit. Spirit will give us Nightmare Pain. We'll activate Nightmare Pain, pop Spirit, get Squirmer, special summon, Chain Link 1 to Nightmare Throne to get the Brick, Chain Link 2 Spirit to special summon Yubel. So we get Terror Incarnate in our hands, special summon that card, special summon Squirmer 2, and we'll link those 2 cards for Yama. And then after that, we'll grab that card, and then we'll Fusion for Phantom of Yubel, and then we'll link 2 for Soul of Rage with Yama and Yubel. We'll activate Squirmer's effect in the graveyard to special summon Spirit, and then they do that. It's like, oh. Oh man. But that's fine because we still have more plays. After they activate this spell, we're gonna activate Opening the Spirit Gates, pitch, and then we're gonna pop, bring out that card, Spirit, and Yama's effect will activate. And we're still in this, man. We're still in this. Special Summon Spirit, Special Summon Bell, and then we'll link Shavara and Phantom Yubel for Mount Rucker. And then Shavara's effect, we get the trap card. And then we will exceed to the best rank 10. This card's badass, dude. And then we'll battle. Pop. Destroy. And then we're gonna negate the draw effect. Bring out that card, get rid of it, and swing for 28. And then we'll Phantom of Yubel one more time. And we just kick it now. So now it's their turn. And I think we have control. Because they're going to activate Alert of Darkness. Remove. Activate Fallen Valbez. Effect. Phantom Yubel effect will kick in. GG, homie. GG. If you noticed, I decided to censor my opponent's names. That way, I don't feel like I'm shaming anybody. Because at the end of the day, if you play what you like, that's cool. If you didn't draw the out, it's fine. None of us draw the out. And finally, I don't know. I just don't want, I don't want any trouble. All right. I'm just the dude. But I thought I'd use this time to make small rants on discussions I had in my head. As I said, you know, when I play Yu-Gi-Oh, I don't usually play meta decks, but usually this is like the one deck that accidentally became meta, because when the Yubel support came out, I wanted to play Yubel. And as time went on, the deck just got better and better. So, yeah. This has to be one of those benefits, man. The benefits of playing a meta deck. Because despite having outs, there's also lots of scenarios that you can take that will make you feel, less worrisome. But you also discover some new things. Like, for example, what just happened right there? I couldn't activate Fiendsmith in Paradise with the Desiree's effect because Dark Law's there. So that's something. But despite my mistakes, there's just so many things that I learned from playing Yubel / Fiendsmith. And it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy how this is where I'm at. I went from playing rogue decks to playing a meta deck. We're here. My conclusion to the rant is that, maybe playing meta decks isn't so bad, but despite meta players, they pick things because it's good. I play this deck because it's good. And also, I like Yubel, the archetype, and the lore. So as you saw, Duel was pretty straightforward. Nibiru saved the match. And we'll move on to the next game. So, now that the rant's over about how I like playing things that I like versus things that help you win. Like, I just wanted to make that very clear. I'm not a complete meta slave. I just like Yubel and its lore and its inclusion for the anime. I'm just surprised it got to this point, especially with the inclusion of Fiendsmith. That's all I'm saying. Now, on with the match. So we're going up against this deck, and man, this deck, man. I remember when it first came out, it was like a struggle because their best card, Exodia, the Unstoppable, really scary, especially since it could be beefy. And all it takes is that one magic card, Millennium Monk. You just have to activate it, make sure the pieces, and here he comes, Exodia. Great card, especially when you get set cards, really good ones. Alright, so here's where we're at. Activate Imperm, negate. I just needed a bait so that way I can activate my stuff. I'll get Spirit, go Nightmare Pain, pop Spirit, grab Squirmer, Spirit effect activate, they'll go Max C, and I'm just like, cool beans, special summon Yubel, and then they get rid of Yubel, not knowing that I got Phantom Yubel, and they do that, and I just figured, super cool beans, because I'm gonna do this. Did he even know what Nightmare Pain do? Did he even know what Nightmare Pain do? And our last match. Our last match. So we go first and redraw Lotus, activate Lotus effect, Spirit, get Nightmare Pain, activate Nightmare Pain, pop Spirit, grab Squirmer, Spirit's effect, special summon Yubel, special summon Squirmer, go into a Link 2, which will be Underworld Goddess, Closed Heaven. And then we'll send 2 of our Yubel monsters for Phantom. And then we'll proceed to go into our Fiendsmith. We will link 1 to Requiem. Activate Requiem's effect. Bring out Lacrima. Send Engraver. Special summon Engraver by sending a light Fiend monster to the extra deck. Special summon Engraver. Go into a Link 2, which will be Sequence. And once Sequence hits, we will use 2 light Fiend monsters to bring out Fiendsmith Lacrima. Fiendsmith Lacrima will special summon Engraver. And since Engraver is out, we're going to rank 6 for Triple P High King C. Wave High King C. And then we'll link off 2 of our cards to go into Yama, Ordered Yama. And when that's summoned, you already know. We get Shavara. We're going to activate Squirmer's effect to special summon Yubel. Spirit of Yubel, I mean. Special summon Shavara. Yubel's effect. Yama. We'll link that off for Soul of Rage. And then Shavara's effect. That happens. And then we'll just send Phantom Yubel. May not look much, but I'm telling you, man, it's worth. So that happens. You activate High King C's effect to negate the special summoning. And that gets popped. And then you activate that card. Lacrima's effect will activate. We're going to send a light Fiend monster to burn 1,200 points of life points. And then that gets special summoned. And Soul of Rage's effect will activate, and I'll go into SP Little Knight, best card in the game. And then I'll remove that card for some strange reason. I'm gonna go Galaxy 100. That happens, but activate Phantom Yubel's effect to negate it, turn it into a Destroy Yubel card. So that way I'll pop Spirit, special summon regular Yubel, and then this happens. We go into Galaxy Proton. They activate the effect. Search. I have Ash. So that ain't happening. And then they go in the battle phase, forced to swing into Yubel. And they'll get burned for a lot of damage. And then they quit. Feels good. Feels good. That's all I gotta say, man. Yubel Fiendsmith. I told you this would happen back last year. And now, this is the nightmare. And so, that is the end of this video. All I want to say is that Fiendsmith Yubel, with the inclusion of Lacrima, makes this deck extremely scary. But like I said, you can slap Fiendsmith in mostly everything now these days. So all you really need is Lacrima, 2 Engravers, 1 or 2 Tax, this card, and of course Fiendsmith from Paradise. And then of course the inclusion of the cards, Lacrima, Desiree, Requiem, and Sequence. And you may want to run Ogbinde, but that's not really super recommended. But this card, and this card, and this card, super recommended. But as for Yubel, you know, Yubel's good, man. We still have access to this. You know, we still have, you know, this. with the inclusion of these cards and, you know, Unchained cards, it's good, man. It's good. And I'll keep praising it until Konami does something to cripple this deck, but I doubt it, because if Snake Eyes is still dominant, if Kashira is still dominant, then this deck will still be dominant too. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great day. You know, stay hydrated and stay safe too, man. Really, try to stay safe out there, guys. Till then, I'll see you in the next one.